So let's talk about the House. Republicans have a decent chance. Not saying they're the favorites, but they have a decent chance of flipping the House this November because of a couple of factors, right? We're going to talk about the actual path that they have, the seats they got to flip. They pretty much got to win most of these swing states, these swing districts, and more. So, some of the districts that they view as favoring the Democrats right now, they got to flip red. This has got to go red. These got to go red. It's probably not going to happen though. I don't think all these districts in Iowa are going to be Republican. So let's just say one of them is blue. Let's say Trump maybe does well in Minnesota, and he wins that district as well. And you see how they're just getting closer and closer and closer, but they don't quite have the majority they need because even if they win all these 15 swing districts, Republicans have an uphill battle when it comes to retaking the House this year. But they still have a chance. There's a couple of reasons why. And why there actually is a chance that they're able to flip most of these competitive districts, former districts that voted for Republicans but flipped blue in the midterm elections. Why Republicans actually have a shot at winning back those districts. So you have New York 19, which is a great example of this. New York 19, although it is one of the most competitive districts in the country, it tends to favor Republicans slightly. But the reason why Antonio Delgado won wasn't because it was a referendum on Donald Trump. It was because John Faso was a terrible candidate. His healthcare policy, he just was very dishonest. He wasn't very transparent about a lot of things, not just healthcare. And he was just a very weak candidate. And Antonio Delgado won. But there's a chance that this new candidate, Kyle Vandewater, who is a Republican, he is a veteran, he's an attorney, he appears more genuine than John Faso, John Faso is basically a career politician. He didn't really connect with his people that well. So, hey, there's a chance that this blue district can flip red, New York 19. There's a good chance, just because the point I'm trying to make, the first point, is just because a district went blue in 2018 doesn't guarantee that it's going to stay blue this year. Because there are a variety of different factors, right? First of all, Trump is on the ballot this November. Trump was not on the ballot in the midterms. And if you know anything about the midterms, you know that there is often the case where the opposite party from the one that's in control of the White House can do very well, but the party in control of the White House can still maintain their office. So look at Obama, for example. He was president from 2009 to 2017. So he got elected in 2008, and he left the 2016 election. He was not on the ballot. But through all this time, even though Obama won re-election, he was a fairly popular president. I mean, reasonably popular for the modern era. There's no Ronald Reagan or Franklin Roosevelt, or you don't really have that anymore, where you have a president that has like 60-70% approval rating. But he was a fairly popular president, and his party still could not retake the House after Republicans gained control over the 2010, in 2010, Republicans did fantastic in the midterms. And even though Obama won re-election in 2012, Republicans still maintained control, and they maintained control throughout most of Obama's presidency. And Republicans took the Senate in 2014, for those who remember that. So, it's not going to be easy for them, but if Trump's approval rating maintains, right? And if Joe Biden, for example, or if it's Bernie Sanders, people are saying if Bernie Sanders is a nominee, it's going to be, they're going to have a harder time winning, keeping control of those districts when they have a socialist on the same ticket as them. But it does look like it's going to be Joe Biden. So if Joe Biden's able to effectively help mobilize the Democrats, especially in crucial districts in Michigan. Now, Michigan 3 is very interesting as well, because Justin Amash became an independent. There's a chance that the Republican or the Democrat, because Justin Amash is so unpopular with Republicans, but he's also unpopular with Democrats as well. Like, he's not really a partisan, right? He's kind of pretty much down the middle. He supported impeachment, so if the Republicans mobilize enough and it becomes a three-way race, they can narrowly win control of Michigan 3, and Justin Amash will be out of a job. That's very possible, but who knows what's going to happen with that district. I mean, it's so hard to predict because what's going on with Amash and all that is just it's something. So Rodney Davis, he's been there since 2013. Let's say he wins. Let's say Lauren Underwood loses in Illinois 14. Let's say Ben McAdams. Utah is a very pro-Trump state, and they're not happy with impeachment. They're not happy with Romney, and this state definitely leans a little bit more blue than the other districts, because I believe that Salt Lake City is within this district. So it could lean a little bit more blue. But hey, let's say Republicans win, because it's a swing district, and the Republican voters in Utah are definitely going to be way more mobilized than the Democrats in Utah, possibly, right? Virginia, but let's say let's say that the Republican somehow wins. Let's say Republican wins this. Let's say Republican wins New York 22, Maine 2, New Jersey 3. Andy Kim loses his seat. And also the seats in Georgia that Republicans do very well over there, South Carolina. But hey, they still don't have the 218 majority. They're still not even close to the 218 majority that they really need in order to actually flip the House. So as it stands right now, it's like 213 to 221. And there really is no guarantee that all these districts are going to just flip red. They're really going to have to work really hard to accomplish that. And let's say all the districts in Iowa flip red. Let's say this district in Florida, which Florida 26, which was previously occupied by Republican. Let's say Debbie McCarcel Powell loses her seat and it flips red. Again, you still need that 218. It's still a narrow path. Nevada, that's a tough one, because Nevada's been trending more towards Democrats, and Hillary Clinton did win that state. Although, like I said, the presidency and the House may not be entirely related to one another. But New Hampshire, let's say Republican does good in New Hampshire. Let's say Republicans do fantastic in Pennsylvania, and that in the suburban New Jersey. They have that 218. So they do have a path of taking back the House. And the thing about the House, every district is up for grabs. So literally, they do, on paper, have multiple paths in securing in retaking the House. But it's not going to be easy for them. It does favor the Democrats this year. And what the Republicans need, to happen is that they need to really do a really good job at mobilizing. Donald Trump's approval rating needs to at least maintain itself. Whether he wins re-election or he loses, he still needs to be reasonably popular. That because that's been a big problem especially with the suburban women, that Trump can't really campaign in those districts because he's kind of unpopular with suburban women right now. So they don't like Trump, and they voted blue. Suburban women were really the big story when it came to flipping the House November 2018. So, I think there's one more district that I did not include. Because I don't let me see if I could find it. There's a district that I did not account for. Let's see if we can find it. I know this House is this map is so fucking annoying because all the districts, literally all the districts, are up for grabs this time around. Florida, no. I can. Oh, there you go. That tiny ass district by Max Rose. Republicans take that 219. I'm sorry about that, guys. But imagine, guys, imagine if no party gets a majority. Justin Amash is like, yo, I'm campaigning. He wins. He wins Michigan 3. He's like, yo, I win. I'm not going to caucus with any of you guys. I'm not going to caucus with any of you. So let's say Democrats are yeah, it's 217, and Amash is like, you know what? I'm going to be the most powerful politician in the goddamn world if I just refuse to caucus with any one party. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do my own thing. I'll vote for the Republicans when it's beneficial to me. I'll vote for Democrats when it's convenient. I'll just vote whichever way I want whenever I feel like it. And that's going to make him the most powerful politician in the entire country. That's going to be a real power play. Is it likely that it's an even 217 for both parties? I mean, probably not. But imagine if that happens. I mean, the way our politics work, I mean, he could really shake things up politically. I mean, that would be really exciting if this is the way it played out. If no party had a majority, if Justin Amash was just like, you know what, I'm pretty much the majority leader because I control everything. Now, whether or not that could actually work, and whether or not it's actually possible that one of the parties is going to convince him, hey, caucus with us because, well, we need a majority leader, right? They can't vote for majority leader if they have 217, and it's Justin Amash, right? But hey, I mean, it would really be interesting because he can refuse to caucus with any of them. He's not obligated to caucus with any one party. But maybe you'll have another Van Drew situation. Maybe you'll have a Democrat that will change allegiances. Maybe you'll have a Republican that'll change allegiances, and that politician that changes parties will be very influential in politics and will definitely shoot up their stock, so to speak. I know we just went way far. We're just talking about Republicans' chances of winning the House, and the point is that Republicans have a pretty narrow chance in winning, but they have a chance, and there's a chance that they could flip more of these districts, you know, especially in California. And you know they could possibly do well. They could possibly pull some upsets in Virginia, but you know and Michigan as well. So they could have that a fairly comfortable majority, though still pretty narrow. I mean, they're not going to have a 20-seat majority over the Democrats. That's just not possible. This election year, it's not possible. But they could have a small majority. But as far as what's going to actually happen, I'll save my actual predictions for later on as we get closer, as we figure out what the actual implications are with coronavirus and how it's looking for the presidency and other races and just what the political landscape looks like. But that's what it looks like right now. As far as Republicans' chances of flipping the House and Kevin McCarthy becoming the new Speaker of the House. We'll see how it goes. It's definitely going to be a lot closer than people think it will be. That's going to be my prediction, because as we get closer to November, it just gets closer and closer and closer. You know? Like, it was like, oh yeah, Democrats have a great chance. Now it's like, oh wait, Republicans actually have a chance at winning. So we'll see exactly how this plays out, but who knows? And that's the point. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.